What if some of the most famous moments in history, the ones you learned in school, never actually happened the way you imagine them? What if the truth is, well, messier, quieter, and far more revealing than the legend? Let's start pulling those stories apart. History isn't just facts, it's memory, repetition, and simplification. Over time, complex events get compressed into clean narratives that are easier to tell, but not always accurate. When you go back to the sources, a very different picture often appears. Next, Napoleon's defeat in Russia. The popular image shows Napoleon losing because of one thing: winter. Freezing temperatures, snow and ice destroying the Grande Armée. Winter played a role, but it wasn't the main reason. Napoleon's army was already collapsing before winter fully set in. Russian forces avoided decisive battles, retreating and burning supplies behind them. Disease, starvation, desertion, and stretched supply lines devastated the army long before the cold finished the job. By the time winter arrived, the campaign was already lost. This matters because it shows how easy it is to blame nature instead of strategy. Failure often comes from human decisions long before the environment delivers the final blow. Now consider Columbus discovering America. In 1492, Christopher Columbus reached the Caribbean, but he didn't discover a new world. Millions of people already lived there, with complex societies, trade networks, and histories stretching back thousands of years. Nor was Columbus the first outsider to arrive. Norse explorers reached North America centuries earlier. The idea of discovery reflects a European perspective, not historical reality. Reframing this event forces us to rethink how history is told, and whose perspective gets centered. That conversation still shapes education, identity, and politics today. So why do these myths survive? Because honestly, simple stories are easier to teach, remember, and repeat. They turn history into moral lessons with clear heroes and villains. But real history is complicated, and ignoring that complexity leads to shallow understanding. When we believe Rome collapsed overnight, we miss how societies decay slowly. When we think revolutions start with a single dramatic act, we miss the years of pressure behind them. When we blame Napoleon's defeat on winter, we overlook strategic failure. And when we talk about discovery, we erase entire civilizations. History matters because it shapes how we understand power, failure, progress, and responsibility. The past doesn't lie, but the stories we tell about it often do. If we want to understand the world we live in today, we have to look past the myths and confront what actually happened. If you enjoyed this breakdown of history's biggest misconceptions, like the video, subscribe for more deep dives that challenge what you think you know, and watch our next video on the most misunderstood moments in ancient history.